Hi everyone, got a fantastic card idea for you today. So I'm using the Twinkle Twinkles DSP, which is themed for babies. This is not a baby card, it's a Christmas card. So let me just grab the stamp set first. No, I'm okay, sweetheart, thank you.
You sure? Hi everyone.
It's Jaden saying hello. Right, so I'm actually using a pre-made card that I got from Every Craft's a Pound, and you get 3 of these for £1, and I just thought they were a nice addition. So let's get cracking. I've got the camera a slightly more beneficial angle for use. If I just pull that back a bit, I'm just trying to position it so you can see as best as I can make you see. Right, so that looks okay. Right, I am putting this DSP on the back layer. Okay, so let's get some glue out. We'll get Kalau, Tombow even. The only issue with this is my camera is right here in front of me, so I'm having to kind of work round about it. But I think this might work better for especially this style of card, which is quite dimensional, and for 3D projects. So if that's the case, I will work round about it because I think it'll work better for you guys. Right, so there's no up or down with this card, and I have cut the card, the DSP to 5.5. There we go. Straighten it up a bit, that would help. Like that. Now, I have cut these kind of off camera. I just kind of lined them up. I didn't cut perfectly because I'm actually going to snip this anyway. Right, so we'll get that down with some Tombow. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah. Now I will need to cut back in these lines here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there's actually bits for your tabs to fall into. So I will need to fill them back in, but that's all right. I'm adding a little bit more extra adhesive because this is a glitter cardstock, so it's kind of coated, and I don't want it to be falling off because that would be horrible. Right, I'm just giving that a good press down. And this isn't the new style glimmer, this is the old one, so it does still shed. I'm going to order the new one, but I had just placed a rather large order, so it wouldn't be probably till next month now, but that's okay. Right, this front one. So I hope you are enjoying the Show Me 5. I'm hoping to keep this going constantly, and I will just choose every so often a new 5 to feature. I'm just pressing that down, and again it's a little bit large, but that's okay because we are going to snip it down, as I said. So I'm just sliding it into position though. There we are. Right, so what I want to do is make this look like a hill for the snow. So I'm going to take my big scissors and open this flap up and just give it a little bit of a shape And I'm not looking for perfection, just something rather than square. Oops, that's okay. So I'm going to actually bring this down a little bit more. I don't want it to be just as straight as that. And I think I'll move another wee valley in there a bit. So, just pull you up a bit here. So if I just I'm filming. My children are just being themselves and arguing about everything. That's fine. So that's the first layer. Then we're going to bring the second layer on, and I don't want that obviously square, so we're going to do similar to that. So I'm going to just come in at this tab and just give it a bit of shape. Doesn't need to be perfect. Like that's fine for me. Okay, that's much better. Let me just get rid of this stuff. Right, now we need to stamp where Snowman. And I think I'm going to pick this little guy here because he kind of looks quite cute. And I think he'll work better. So let me grab a piece of white card. There we go. Stampin' block. Take that sentiment off, I don't need that. Grab my VersaFine Onyx Black, my favourite black ink. I think it's just what I'm used to, because Stampin' Up's black inks, Memento stays on, they're great inks, but I just use what I'm used to. Now I'm going to just bring you as overhead for this, because you can see better. Right. So I'm going to just stamp this straight down and up. And let me do a second generation, see how that goes. Quite like that as well actually, so we'll see. I'm going to colour this with my watercolour pencils. So I've got, I want Night of Navy, that's not Night of Navy, neither is that. I remember Night of Navy is rather blue. That doesn't look like navy to me, but that's okay. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to add some blue to his hat. I'm going quite light at the end and I'm going to go a bit heavier at the beginning here. Then for his scarf, I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to colour of the second one quite heavy, and then I can pull the darker colour into the lighter space, if that makes sense. I've got Early Espresso. No, that's Cajun Craze. I don't want that. Where is my Early Espresso? Went to. Where has that gone? Don't know, but I've got another one here. I've got Burnt Sienna, which is my Derwent, so that'll just need to do, because that's handy. But I want it a bit darker than this, so I am going to add a little bit of Basic Black, just to darken it up a wee tint. So I'm just going to come in and just lightly tone that over. There we are. Oops, smudged it a little bit down there, but it's okay, I'm going to be cutting it out anyway. Right, for his boots, we're going back in with the Night of Navy. I'm filming JD. So I'm just going in a bit heavier here because I want a bit of colour. Basic black for his buttons. Keep picking the wrong blooming colours up. So basic black for in here, because they'll be, for me, little bits of coal. That's kind of what we were brought up with as for colours. Oops, there's my espresso there. Silly cookie. So I'm just going to get in there with a wee bit of espresso for his legs. Oops. I think I must have dropped this pencil because it keeps breaking on me. Not that I worry. What I do is if it breaks, I just take the lead out and use it as a wee paint palette. So that's absolutely fine. And what I want to do is just add, let me see, here's my Night and Navy. I'm just going to add up here a little palette, because what I want to do is go around the outside with a bit of a wash. But I don't want it as dark as that, so that's why I pulled it away. And the reason for that is when I cut that out, there might be some edges, and I'll go over them with some Night and Navy ink. So let me grab my water pen, wherever I put that now. It's up here. So I'm going to just do his boots first. Turn it around just to make it easier on myself. And I'm just obviously watering down that paint just ever so gently. And then I'm going to just brush that off and bring it in as a tint to these lighter areas. Because you're not going to find a snowman that is actually pure white, unfortunately. Sorry to burst your bubble, people, but they do actually have a bit of colour to them. They usually take whatever colour is nearby. So I'm going to actually add quite a bit of water to that. My water pen is giving me a lot of issues at the minute. So there's actually quite a lot of water there, and I'm just going to basically ink round about it with this really light wash. Like so. I just like to make sure that everything kind of blends in. So I'm going to just add a tiny wee bit more colour to that bauble on the end there, because again that won't be pure white. And we can actually add just shades of different colours round about there, just so it's not all identical. I just want some other colours to bleed in a wee bit, not massively, but a little. Right, and then we obviously need orange for his nose, so I've got pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to go in there. And I'm just drying my brush off a good bit, because I want this to obviously stay where it is, more or less, like that. Then I'm going to use this for his arms. Just blend that down a bit. And this might actually seep out, and I'm not fussed with that. That's okay with me. I like that watery coloured look. So I'm just going to actually snip this down at the minute before I fussy cut it. I just find it easier to work with a smaller image than big huge bits. Right. So let that dry for a wee minute or so, and I'm going to bring back in my bendy card because I need to cut these lines back in. So my first line is here, and this is just going through DSP, so just cut it in like so, and it's came through just there. So I'm actually going to just reinforce it a little bit, make sure it's went right through. Like that. Perfect. Because that little tab is going to go in there. Okay. And then on this side, we're going to need to go through glimmer paper, so we are going to need to be a bit more forceful. So I'm just going in to the little slot and just pulling down. Okay. And I'm going to do this just a few times to make sure I am right through, and I am, because I can feel it. Okay. And then I'm going to go through from this side to make sure that the opening, the papers are going the right way, and they are. So that's going to go in there like that. That's going to come in there like, go in, behave, like that. Cute, isn't it? And then we're going to have a snowman as well, so that's going to be cute. Oops. So take them out the moment and bring in our snowman. He should be dry enough, I hope. Yeah, he seems okay. Right, so I'm going to get my snips because they're a bit more detailed to fussy cut. But I'm not that bothered if I need to leave a wee border. Oops, sorry. I'm not that bothered if I need to leave a wee border because I've got that blue around it anyway. So that's not really worrying me too much now. The body's not so bad, I can get quite close to the body, but it's just for the instance of that wee bit inside there and like the tassels on his scarf there. I am not going in and out of them, sorry, ain't happening. I'm just cutting in. Love this. I absolutely love these wee snowmen. They are just adorable. And you can pretty them up as much as you like, which is a lovely idea. And I love that they've got feet, although, in fact, to be honest, I could probably, no, I'm just going to leave his feet. I was thinking maybe I could have made him into a proper snowman with just the walls nearby him, but I'm not. I'll leave his feet alone for this one. But if you were doing multiples, you could actually leave the feet or stamp out a few of these and then have them like in a production line where the kids have actually been making them, waiting on an adult lifting them on top of one another. So you could have like the head beside the body, which I think would be quite a fun idea. Just some ideas, that's all. I don't like these wee thin bits, they freak me out because I always end up chopping legs off or stuff. So I'm just let me just grab that part of his leg so I don't wish that off. There we go. So that bit came off there. I just need to snip it properly. There we are. Now, ideally, I would probably like them to be a little bit bigger, but beggars can't be choosers. We've got what we've got. Right, so I want to see this up because I need to make sure he's kind of centralish. Where are baby snowman? You're there. So I want him about there, I think. And then I can put the sentiment on the front. Right, so I need to put a wee bit of combo on him, just on the bottom half. Oh, oops, I forgot I dropped that. Right, so I want him about there. So let me just open it up now so I can see. Right, push him down about there. And then I obviously need to make sure that's going to stick. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is I've actually got some white acrylic paint here, and I can hear you all going, what? Just wait and see. So I'm just taking a tiny little bit and I'm actually just going to add like a little dusting as if his feet are actually in the snow with a little white highlight under it. And the same under here. We're having a wee white shadow. I'm also going to add just a little white, like brilliant white accent on his body, onto there. And if I can get this into a fine enough point, I want to be able to put a little bit on the end of his nose. Like that. A little bit on the contours of his hat and on his hands, just where the moon would catch. And that's fine for me. There we go. Let me just bring that round a wee bit there actually. Like that. Yep. So I'm just going to give this another wee layer down here because it's almost went transparent and I don't want that. So that's fine for me. And I want to just give that brush a wee clean out. And as I said, it is only a little tiny element. If I just bring it up, it is minuscule. Come on, focus. It doesn't like glimmer paper, that's the thing. Focus. Plain funny beggars. There they are. So it is minuscule, but it will make a huge difference. Right, so let me just scribble this off on a bit of scrap. So just get rid of that white acrylic because it's a plastic base and it will harden on my brush, which I don't want. That's fine. You can recover it anyway. You can use a bit of alcohol to clear it up. Right, so next up I need a sentiment, and I think we'll have winter cheer because that kind of looks a bit cheery. And I'm going to use a bit of Whisper White. Let me see, I've got another bit of Whisper White kicking about. That's an envelope. That doesn't work. There we go. Scrap of Whisper White. In fact, I think I'll stamp it night and navy, since that's the colour I've used predominantly. And then I can back it on a wee bit of so it's going to stamp upside down, that's fine, I'm trotting it down anyway. So there we go. Winter cheer. Back up. Get my chamois. I need to give it a wee clean. And I'll clean my Versamark while I'm there actually. Even though that's not meant to be cleaned on this. It's fine. There we go. Right. So we need to chop this down. Just do it this way. I'm just eyeballing it. That looks fine. Scrap of glimmer paper. I'll trim that with my wee trimmer, so that at least that is definitely straight. And I reckon that's probably about an inch I need, because I don't want it too wide. So I've got an inch there, let me see. Might even need to chop this down a bit. Yep, I've got to take it down to 3/4 and see how we go. That might be too narrow now. No, that's perfect. Because I only want a wee thin border of it, because there is quite a lot of glimmer on it already. Right, so pop this up on dimensionals. We're for art now, dimensionals. We are here. 1, 2. 1, lush enough. And I have still got my sticky pad from yesterday. In fact, if I do it that way, it works even better. They are just amazing. And I'm just trimming a tiny wee slither off that side. Perfect. And my card base fell. Typical. So that's going to be there. That's going to be there. And you go. Behave. Be good. Right, and then I want this on there. Just at a slight angle. Because when you're looking at it, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to put this on with glue dots because they stick really well on glimmer paper. So I've been told. That's if I can find my glimmer dots. My glue dots. Where did I put you? I've actually got about 10 projects on my desk, so I can't see anything. Do you know, I've got 2 sets of glue dots and I can't find one of them. Right, so back to the drawing board with that idea. What will we pick instead? Let's go with Tombow instead then. And I'll just put a couple of dots quite thick layered so it seeps in. Need it the right way, that would help. So I'm going to just straighten this out a little so it dries better. But that is basically our card done. Now, because the inside is dark paper, you may want to add maybe like a circle die cut or a punch of white cardstock. Let me see if this is going to be wide enough. Actually, don't know if it will be. We'll see. Yeah, it is. So, just a circle. This is the 2 1/4 inch circle. Let me just make sure that stays put. Flip it over. Flip that over. And maybe put that there where it will be hidden. But you can then write your to's and froms, etc. on that. So if I just do that like so, put it there, like that. And I think that's quite a cute card. Oops, that's just moved, so that's not cute. And I have actually ordered the glimmer paints or shimmer paints, so I will add a wee splatter on that. But I think that's quite cute, and for a Bendi card, they aren't hard to do, so don't be intimidated by them. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that you have a wee go at it. And as I said, they're 3 for £1 from every craft £1. They come in a pack like that. and every Crafty Pound makes their own card bases in store. And they're nice. They do a variety, but I like that type better. It's easier to cut. It's easier to measure up. Some of their other designs are quite fancy. The 3 shutter ones that are fancy at the bottom, they're too hard to cut round about, so this worked best for me. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.